Today, we're going to be looking at my top 5 perks in Call of Duty Zombies. I welcome you guys to leave your list of your top 5 perks down in the comment section below. Before we get into it, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 300 subscribers. Number 5, Quick Revive. It feels criminal almost to leave Quick Revive off of this list. It's such a staple for high round runs on solo and even co-op. So real quick, I'll read off the description. Quick Revive, it halves the player's revive time in co-op and then allows them to revive themselves in solo, and that is in all the Black Opses by automatically taking effect when the player goes down, and it temporarily grants them that level's starting pistol. So Quick Revive is good because in solo you get at least 3 shots. It doesn't require the power on solo, but it's only, like I said, it's only available 3 times before you can no longer use it. So you have 3 lives before you functionally need to, before you die. You get 4 shots at pretty much any high round runs on any map. It costs 1,500 points in co-op games in all the games, and in solo in Call of Duty World at War it also is 1,500, but in Black Ops 1, 2, 3, 4 it is 500. The only map, ironically, that Quick Revive isn't actually featured in is Mob of the Dead, but that's due to Afterlife. If you guys know what that is, you pretty much go down, you get the chance to revive yourself as this electric ghost type thing. Number 4, this is really where I think my list starts to differ from people's. I have Speed Cola. So the reason I have Speed Cola is I started off in Call of Duty as a multiplayer player, so I found myself fascinated with fast mags or sleight of hand, depending on how far back you want to go in the Call of Duty history. So Speed Cola has always been like my go-to. It's in everybody's list of perks that they use for pretty much every run. Like if you get on the Giant, you're throwing on Quick Revive, Jug, double tap Speed, or maybe you'll swap out Quick Revive for Mule Kick. But Speed Cola is always there, but nobody ever puts it on their list, at least not the videos that I've watched. So Speed Cola halves your reload time. It allows barriers to be built 60% faster, although the latter effect is actually absent in BO2. It's 3 grand, 3,000 points in pretty much everything. In Cold War though, Speed Cola is nerfed with reload and barrier building speed being dropped down to 15%, though at tier 3 it goes up to 30%. So it's not as good as it always has been in Cold War, but it's not that bad either. It's in pretty much every map. In every map, there's not really a map that it's not on. It may have different names. Obviously, like Quick Revive in Infinite Warfare is Adams Up, so it's got different names everywhere. Definitely one of my favorite perks, and it comes in at number 4. This is a personal pick. Coming in at number 3, and please don't click off the video because I know this isn't a popular opinion. This map kind of just has different pieces for everybody, but my third perk is actually Electric Cherry. So it's close to a lot of other perks that were in Call of Duty. It has different effects, but Electric Cherry creates a lethal electric shockwave around the player whenever they reload or they go down. It's 2 grand to purchase. The effect of the perk is dependent on how many rounds left when reloading. Replacing an almost full magazine will produce a very small blast, whereas replacing an empty magazine will produce the largest possible reload blast when the player dies. It will create a significantly larger explosion capable of killing several zombies, similar to Dead Man's Hand and Martyrdom. The perk is found in Mob of the Dead, Zetsubo, Noshima, Origins, Der Eisendrache, and Garad Krovi. This is one of the perks that doesn't actually have a jingle. It just has chiming noises, but very, very useful. Very limited as far as the maps and games that you can play it in, but definitely one of my favorite perks of all time. Number 2 is one I'm sure that everybody kind of assumed would be on the list at some point, is Juggernog. Juggernog increases the player's health from 100 to 250, which gives you an additional 2 extra hits before you go down. In order for a player to be downed, it requires 5 hits instead of only 2, 3 in Black Ops 3, from normal zombies, zombie monkeys, pretty much everything. 8 instead of 4 from Jumping Jacks, and 4 instead of 2 from Brutus. Even the Panzer Soldier will need 2 hits to put you down. So it's definitely one of the best perks of all time, regardless of whether you're solo or co-op. It's 2,500 points to 2.5 grand. Definitely one of the best perks for any runs that you're making, whether it's co-op, solo. It's a requirement to pretty much get past round 20, I think. We got an honorable mention almost because it's just so fun to actually use. PhD Flopper. Has one of the longest jingles in the game ever. Grants the player immunity against explosive and falling damage. This includes cooking grenades for too long, as well as enabling the player to trigger a super powerful blast by diving to prone, dolphin diving from a height that would otherwise damage them. First introduced in Ascension, the perk is very useful if the player uses explosive weapons a lot, particularly the ray gun, Mustang and Sally, stuff like that. Its explosive ability or dive ability. Its explosive dive ability could also be used as a standalone up to approximately round 20. Costs 2 grand. Ton of different places, ton of different maps. Very fun. Definitely one of those perks that's just fun. I wouldn't recommend it for like if you're trying to make it to round 200, but it's definitely just fun. Number 1 is Double Tap 2.0. So I'm going to quick run through all of Double Tap, but I'll talk about Double Tap 2.0 in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 and on. After that, so Double Tap Root Beer increases the player's fire rate by 1/3 or 33%. And then in pretty much Black Ops 2 on, it also enables bullet weapons to fire 2 bullets per 1 shot. So it's twice the pellets on shotgun. It's effectively you're sending out 2 shots at one time. So it's a double-edged sword on this one, because while you can kill zombies faster, the ammo consumption is also a lot faster and could almost hurt you on guns that shoot stupid fast, but super useful on low rate of action guns, so like your bars, your HK21s, bolt action rifles. Perk is 2 grand. It's in like every zombies map ever known to man. One of the best perks of all time. I think if you're making a high round run and you like using LMGs that maybe have a slower fire rate, this is definitely an option for you. I use it on pretty much everything. If I'm making a high round run on the Giant, my perks are like Mule Kick, Speed Cola, Juggernog, and then Double Tap. So definitely the best perk of all time. Now 1 and 2 are kind of interchangeable, Juggernog and Double Tap. It really depends on what your goal is, but Double Tap, just the extra damage and the fire rate is insanely useful, because the farther you get into those rounds, it makes guns more viable for longer. Instead of you having to get the perfect setup, you could run something that's maybe not ideal well into the 30s and 40s. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. See you guys next one. Peace out.